8th grade classmate who also became a priest. He said, you know, Brian, your mother was like the mother of the whole neighborhood. He said, do you remember we used to always hang out at your house? And he says, it wasn't only because your mom made great chocolate chip cookies or gave us the ice cream, but she made us feel as though we were important. And I think that's one of the greatest legacies that my mom has left me. Kind of a respect for people, and I translate that into a spiritual gift as well, because, well, our mother Mary, I mean, what did she do? She gave her yes, her son, to everyone. And so it's sort of like my mother shared that respect with me, and now said, go out and share it with the world. I'm very grateful for my mother for having implanted in me that missionary vocation.
I was born during the Second World War. My mom raised me and my sister alone, basically, because Dad had been enlisted and he didn't come back until I was 6 years old. I think she was a part-time mother. 11 years old and 12 years old, I went to the seminary. And from there on, I would see her for 2 weeks during the summer, and then it was not every year, but it was like 6 years that I would get to see her. I didn't have the chance to stay home very much, because from there I went to Africa just immediately. So I would see my mom every 6 years, 7 years, at least for a long while. When I think of her, I think she was a saint, she was a hero. You know, I call it part-time mother because I didn't get to enjoy her very much, and neither did she enjoy me. But I treasure her, and I think of her with love, and yeah, I think she's a saint.
In the missions, the mothers are the center of the family, concerned about their children, taking care of their well-being and their nutrition, and doing many sacrifices. They were the core of many of the programs that we had in the missions. We had a feeding program in 3 of the grade schools in Kariobangi in Kenya. And there's 1,000 kids in each grade school. And they would come and prepare the food so that they would at least get to eat once a week.
I was born in northern Italy during World War II, and I could begin from my own mom, who raised us in very difficult times, and only later I realized how much it had been heavy on her when in the final years of her life she still had nightmares about some of the things we went through, and at the time we thought she was in total control and she was doing everything because she loved us. Then one thing I remember about her is that she had a great devotion to the guardian angels, and since I went off away from home when I was very young, she had a special devotion to mine, and I think she gave my guardian angels a nervous breakdown when I was in Africa, and I was getting shot at, and we were going through wars, and we were trying to survive with the people. And there again, seeing also the example of many women who sacrificed for their families. And she and my guardian angels working overtime.
I would like just to remember my mom in a special way. She was a special person. After having lost my dad at the age of 9, it was a bit painful for me to leave and go to the seminary, and I thought I would leave her alone. But when I went to the seminary, Mother Mary was there. So I discovered that mothers are so sweet, and God even wanted one for himself. So we have Mother Mary with us.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to all mothers out there.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to everybody.